if you notice this entire cricket World Cup, there is one guy who is the king, Umrah. He has made Indian team, he's Maga Nakshatra. If you see earlier, erstwhile Saurav Ganguly, there were stalwarts, Tendulkar was there, Sehwag was there, Dravid was there, Lakshman was there, Kumble was there. But Saurav Ganguly, Rohini Nakshatra, took this leadership. That leadership thing comes from Rohini, that very strong. Now you have seen Rohit Sharma's reels, his parents, put him in his grandfather's house because they could not afford. He born and brought up in grandfather. Today is for 250 crores, 300 crores kind of.
Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Ramai.com. I am your host Madhav Krishnatri. Today we are really excited and happy as we are starting this journey about ancient wisdom. So this is what makes us happy, but excitement is about this ancient wisdom is deeply connected with our universe. So for this debut episode, we have got a really very special guest with us, Anand sir. So Anand sir is an expert Vedic astrologer, and he has researched about ancient wisdom and nakshatras for decades. So, and also his profound knowledge has helped countless individuals in their quest of life. So today we are going to talk about nakshatras and the dynamics of yantra related to it. So as we all know that nakshatras are basically, as per Vedic astrology, they are the constellations which has a direct impact to our personalities, our characteristics, our taste, our spiritual journeys, our destiny and everything. And the yantras are geometrically designed to help us, and it's a tool to help us in meditation. They protect us, they try to help us in balancing our energies. So all of these things is the topic that we are going to discuss today with Shraddha ma'am and Anand sir. So if you are a seasoned practitioner or even you are a new person who's starting to learn about these concepts, I promise you that today's conversation will be really enlightening for you, and it would be 100% thought-provoking conversation. So sit back and relax as we take this deep dive into the realm of nakshatras. So Anand sir, to begin with my queries, my questions, I would want to understand as a basic layman that, from the very starting, we have been thinking about Rashis. Yes. That Rashis is the thing.
Yes.
But Rashis is always in the newspaper. Yes. Rashis is everywhere. But now when we think deeply about the topic of nakshatra, it seems way more important and way more deeply rooted into this ancient wisdom that we're going to talk about. So I would like to understand from you, why is Janma Nakshatra so important? And if it is really that important, why hasn't it been in newspapers? Why is Rashi always there?
Yes. Namaskaram. We'll start with a small mantra. So the Param Jyotishe Namaha. So Parama Jyotisha, we'll talk about the mantra from, it's called Maha Sudarshana Mantra.
Okay.
Om Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Paraya Parama Purushaya Paramatmane Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Mantra Aushadhastra Shastrani Samhara Samhara Mrityurmochaya Mochaya Ayurvardhaya Vardhaya Shatrunashaya Nashaya Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Deeptre Jvala Paritaya Sarvadikshobhanakaraya Hum Fat Brahmane Param Jyotishe Swaha. Om. So we are paying our obeisance to the greatest Jothishi of the world. So Mahavishnu and Sudarshana. And we'll start with this question of nakshatra. So you would have seen small babies, right? So babies, the mom and mother and father, they'll put this article on top of that for the baby to sleep. And the baby will be looking at this thing. So there's two dangling things there. So the first one is our Rashi chart and the second one is our Nakshatra chart. It's basically 360 degrees. 360 degrees divided by 12. So it becomes 30 degrees, your houses and Rashis. On top of that, there is a Nakshatra Mandala, where the same 360 degrees is divided by 27 nakshatras. Actually, it is 27.32. So primarily, when you divide, you will get 13.30 degrees kind of a thing, actually. And this mandala is held by the pole star Dhruva. So from there, so that clearly is the first distinction between Vedic astrology and Western astrology. So the nakshatra systems is one of the things. There are other differences as well. So basically, this nakshatra, we all know we have multiple lives in this world. Our multiple lives are denoted by something called Shashtyamsha, sigma, summation of all your previous profit and loss and balance sheet in your chart. So that Shashtyamsha, that is called D60 chart. Some portion of that comes into Navamsha as D9 chart. D9 chart is the Navamsha which comes in for this particular life. That is the karma, a portion of that karma of D60 which you need to fulfill in your this particular life. So earlier days, marriage is considered a part of dharma, and hence D9 chart is also looked for marriage kind of a thing. So when our journey ends, we have this, different states have different 11-day, 13-day, 14-day, 15-day ritual. So what happens is our soul transfers, it goes to this Yamaloka, and Chitragupta comes and does her balance sheet and all that. And then the karma is decided. So there are 3 types of shariras, right? Sthola, Sukshma, Karana Sharira. So Sthola is gone. Our burning is over, our Sharira is gone. Sukshma and Karana Sharira, they move. They go to a place called Vaitarani River. In Vaitarani River, there's somebody called Pushan. So he is a form of a sun god. And then he takes you and puts you in Yamaloka. From there, the soul keeps on moving on. And this soul becomes waits for a perfect body to catch. That is Shula Sharira to catch. And from there starts the next journey. And that journey, the soul Sarishma and the Karna Sharira becomes the soul. So there it becomes the storehouse of our karmas for this particular generation. And that is why Nakshatra is very, very important. So a correlation can be, in Mahabharata, Krishna ji is driving, Arjun ji is sitting behind, there are horses being driven, and the movement is Maya. That entire thing is Maya. The brain of Krishna, or the movement of Krishna is our Nakshatra, the moon's point of view. The soul, Arjun's thinking is the soul. What I should do, should I do this, should I do that? That is where, and I should connect to Bhagavan. That is the soul's desire. Soul's desire is this ultimate desire. Lagna is your horses being driven. You are being driven. You are doing so many things, going to office, coming back, this. So daily, day-to-day routines become your thing. So primarily, Nakshatra becomes a clear-cut concept what you need to do in this particular life. So we automatically take the moon Nakshatra. There are multiple things. So your current Dasha Nakshatra can be taken. If you have 2 or 3 planets in that Nakshatra, that becomes more prominent than the moon Nakshatra. So basically, that is how Nakshatra becomes so important in your life that it governs your entire karmic movement for your life in this particular janam. So if you want to recharge yourself, you do Vara, the day you're born. So aap Shukrawar hai, nahi to Shanivar hai. So Vara, if you energize, so if you're born on, say, Wednesday, ab Budwar ko, you energize yourself. That is the day your fire element will come to you. And Nakshatra is the day where your air element, Vayu element will come. And Tithi is the day, if you want to better your relationship in life, focus on Tithi. So Tithi is good, 7th Lord is good, and its relationship with Tithi Lord is good. Your relationship will be fantastic in life. Not only at home, but at business, at work, with all people and all that. So that is how your thing is there. So now we talked about this mantra, right? Mantra is also a part of the Akash element. There are 4 elements, and the 4 elements are bound by something called Akasha. And that is, one of the main elements is Nakshatra. Yeah, and Nakshatra governs our karma's thing.
Are there any particular specific challenges that someone from a specific Nakshatra might, have?
Yes.
And I would like to also know if he has the challenge, there definitely has to be a remedy as well.
Yes.
So if you could put some light on that as well.
So actually, every nakshatra is either good or bad, depending on the placement of planets. But there are some specific nakshatras which has been historically denoted. So basically, Gandant-based nakshatra. So these nakshatras have their own specific solutions prescribed for generations, even from BHPS kind of a thing. So one of them we can start with is the Magha Nakshatra. Previous to Magha is Pur Falguni, Uttar Falguni. Then Magha come. Magha talks about Pitrus. So primarily, any person born in Magha Nakshatra, and if you propitiate the Pitrus, that is during Amavasya days or during Magha Nakshatra days, if you just you need not do any elaborate procedure, just remember them or just light a lamp and think about your forefathers. That is three generations mother's side, three generations father's side. If you think about them and then thank them for all, because you are what your ancestors were. And अगर आप रेमेडी करेंगे तो आपको क्या मिलेगा? आपको मिलेगा throne. Magha is represented by the throne. तो उस lineage में, so for example you are a businessman and you are in that lineage, आपने ancestors को pray किया है, and you will be granted the throne by your ancestors if you do that particular puja very fantastically. So that is the beauty of this Magha Nakshatra. There is only one mantra, Pitrus. And ancestors से हमको क्या मिलता है? We get property, we get features. So somebody's nose, grandfather's nose is sitting here, mother's eyes is sitting here and all that. So वो lineage में आ जाता है. And then after this thing, the DNA transfer happens. And after that, the fantastic thing is, whatever you think, and if your ancestors grant that, that thing will blossom. Once you do this Pitru Puja, Pitru Dosh Puja and Pitru Nirvan Puja and all that. It's fantastic thing for a Magha Nakshatra kind of thing. So just to talk a small example, if you notice this entire cricket World Cup, there is one guy who's the king, Umrah. He has made Indian team, he's Magha Nakshatra. So if you see the fantastic bowl, there are stalwarts, there Virat Kohli is there, Rohit Sharma is there and all that. But this guy, Bumrah, throughout the series, he has been fantastic thing. He's the king, he's got India this particular thing kind of a thing. So that kind of a flavor comes out in Magha Nakshatra.
So some real life examples, that is what we are talking about here.
Yes.
So something about this latest Ambani wedding, if you can throw some light on that.
Yes. So Anant Ambani is the last child and probably the next sort of director, chairman of this particular thing. There is an importance that there is a brand to be built around him. And his nakshatra is Ashlesha. So Ashlesha nakshatra generally talks about, it's lauded by the Nagas. Anantam, Vashukim, Sesham, Padmanabham, Jagambalam, Shashankam. So the multiple Nagas are there. And this nakshatra has this peculiar tendency to understand people very, very strong. They have this intuition. He has two planets in Revati Nakshatra. Revati Nakshatra generally talks about animals. Maneka Gandhi, Ministry of Animal Welfare. Anant Ambani's thing is, this Vantara talks about animals, completely denoted to animals. Now, you may think that it's a coincidence, but actually it is not. Revati mein two planets, two grahas are there in Revati Nakshatra, and automatically he starts this Vantara thing and taking care of things. Now, if you see Angela Jolie, so Revati girls will have a dimple in their. So if you see a girl with a dimple, guys may not have. Girl with a dimple in the smile, you can be reasonably sure that the person is Revati Nakshatra. So Sudha Murthy, there is a dimple in this. Angelina Jolie, there's a dimple in the. So you notice that automatically. Angelina Jolie also lot of animal welfare activities, brand ambassador for the world animal welfare and those welfare for the kids, welfare for children, poor children, and those kind of things. So Revati is the 12th nakshatra of giving away. So there is a high tendency, and 12th house is also the house of intoxication. 12th house is also the house of losing sleep. So there is also, so Lagna is your personality. Your personality gaya, 12th house aa gaya. So drinking, drugs, addiction, sleep, meditation, spirituality, all are related to sort of Revati Nakshatra. So that kind of, and Revati generally elephant and denoted by elephant, two fishes and all that. So you will notice a musical kind of intonation with this Revati Nakshatra. So for example, if you talk about Devanand, the old celebrity, that flavor, that music is there in his voice. So that beautiful flavor comes out in, so if you talk about Malayalam film star called Mohanlal, the way he walks is like so Gajagamini, you saw the recent movie you've seen, no? So that moment is clearly depicted by Revati Nakshatra. So that flavor comes out in Revati. And Mahua plant is the plant for Revati. So generally Mahua is intoxication for Indra. So Indra used to drink mahua to get intoxicated. So the generally tendency for 12th house activities, either spirituality or intoxication is very, very high. Better to go into spiritual direction, that kind of a thing.
So a few more real life examples, something from you which is related to the biggies of the industry, maybe a Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan, whatever.
Shravan Nakshatra is a beautiful example. Shravan Nakshatra ruled by Vishnu, Mahavishnu. So anybody with Shravan Nakshatra, Vishnu Sahasranamam, they should chant. And it has got to do with years. 3 steps of Vamana. So Vamana Avatara is very, very, very prominent for Shravana Nakshatra. Or 3 steps जो है, क्योंकि 3 तारे हैं nakshatra में. And then this 3 steps, and it talks about year. So listening is very, very. So if you see some real life examples, like so for example, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, there is a bell. Always that bell is the, that covers the entire movie, and it's got to do with listening. So if you see 1942 love story, Manisha Koirala, again a Shravana Nakshatra, and it talks about Pyar Hua Chupke se, ear, listening to things very. So there is a listening component. We may think it's a coincidence, but it is beautifully arranged, the cosmic arrangement, that it is so beautifully designed that they are acting in a movie which talks about listening. So chote bacche jo hain, you would see them, the different methods of studying. They will be putting the earplugs and then they will be studying. They'll be listening to music and then they'll be studying. Unka style jo hai wo hai. Listening and studying, unka jo style hai study ka, that is thing. So listening has a very strong prominence in Shravana Nakshatra. Shah Rukh Khan and Rajnikant, Saif Ali Khan, so many stalwarts in the industry, and it's a very fame giving nakshatra, and 410 axis mein hai, so it's a very sort of authoritative. You will be industry leader kind of a thing. So, King Khan, that kind of a thing. You have established yourself. Rajnikant, he knows he's established himself. So they start moving towards, क्योंकि 4th house में है, mother के साथ connect बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. 4th house, 10th house axis में है. So their connect with mother is beautiful. Shah Rukh Khan's, or whether it's Saif Ali Khan's, we know his connect with Sharmila Tagore and all that. Rajnikant's connect with his mother. And there are many scenes where Rajnikant and mother scenes are there. So that connect is beautifully depicted in Shravana. Listening. Similarly, there's a beautiful example of Hasta Nakshatra, which talks about hands, skills in the hands that you have. So you see Mahendra Singh Dhoni, he is a wicket keeper who uses his hands. So if you see any keyboardist, keyboard player, or anybody who using his hands extensively, software guys. So there are many, Hasta has this denotion with 6th house flavor also. So, any surgeon, medicine oriented, jailer, police, cop, defense, क्योंकि 6th house advocate, क्योंकि वो arguments, fighting, winning. So that 6th house flavor comes out very beautiful in the Hasta Nakshatra. And 6th house actually, Aries is the first house, 6th house is Hasta. 6th house is a very prominent house in a chart. In a chart, Lagna, Moon, Sun, very important. 6th house, very important. Lagna is your current, present life. 5th house is your future, children, future. 9th house is your past. And karma of your 9th house is 6th house. So 6th house को देखना बहुत important है, क्योंकि it denotes karma of your previous life, which is your prarabdha in your current life. Very, very important. And so Hasta Nakshatra that way becomes very, very critical from an overall point of view. It's a very important and directly opposite the 12th house Revati. So it's a very critical kind of a nakshatra. You need to do your karma in the 6th house very diligently in your present life to move into the direction of moksha. So moksha, there are various things, 12th house from Atma Karaga and Navamsha and all that. Apart from that, if you look at 6th house and then work out its flavor, the progress towards moksha will be very beautifully strong actually. Titanic, if you see, the boat, दोनों हमको लगता है coincidence है, both hero and heroine, both of them are Hasta Nakshatra. So they were, in their early stages of their career, and then both of them joined, and this film became a super hit, and the entire poster, which is in the thing, is about Hasta Nakshatra. Even there is an intimate scene in the car where the hand comes down, it's Hasta Nakshatra. Painting is completely related to Hasta Nakshatra. And you see this poster worldwide, replication, because one planet is in Punarvasu Nakshatra for this thing. So it's beautifully replicated from that point of view also. So that flavor comes out very, very strong from a Hasta point of view. Actually, Mrigashira is Mrigash Shira, that is animal's head. is Mrigashira. So if you notice anybody with thick eyebrows, very thick eyebrows, there will be at least 1 or 2 planets. Primarily Moon or Venus in Mrigashira Nakshatra. So they will have so for example, Jim Carrey, face third house of, second house of face, third house of expressions. So generally, though expressions, Jim Carrey entire career is fully dependent on the expressions in his life. The way he expresses, way he conveys messages. So that kind of a thing. So there's a singer called P. Shushila. So if you see her eyebrows, it is such a big, thick eyebrows. You can easily figure out Mrigashira Nakshatra from, and they are very. It's in the Moon is in the 3rd house. That means from their own house, Karkata, it is in the 12th house. So they'll be far away from their mother. So misunderstanding with bahut misunderstanding, and there are issues related with mother. So ideally, generally connected with mother, but very far away from mother. Very, very sensitive, very ability to understand. So if you notice, beer industry, coffee making industry, smell, 3rd house of thing also. So their ability to smell, taste is very strong. Different types of coffee, African coffee, ye coffee, wo coffee. They'll have very strong connect and ability to have a. So psychologist, psychiatry, Rohini, and your Mrigashira, it's called Magiram in South India. So ye dono nakshatra, they have very good strong ability to connect. There is a story between Brahma, Saraswati, and this Mriga. And then finally this Mriga is nailed, and that's how this name comes, Mrigashira. So that travel agent, so aap Jaipur aaye hain, aap Delhi gaye hain. So there is a person who guides you to the entire trip. High probability that he has some planets in Mrigashira Nakshatra. So very, very strong connection from that thing. And the 3rd house is directly opposite 9th house. 9th house of long distance travel, 3rd house of short distance travel. So automatically वो connection भी आ जाता है. Short distance travel में आपको there is somebody who is guiding you for a travel kind of, or you want to do a क्या कहते हैं forest ride. You will notice invariably that एक तो planet होगा मृगशिरा में. Some connection will be there. And इनका जो neck portion है, you can easily figure out. Neck थोड़ा protruding रहता है, and then you can मृग के जैसे, and then eyebrows you can easily figure out that there is some connection with मृगा kind of mrig kind of a thing flavor यहाँ पे आ जाता है. Similarly, there is Uttarashada. So 5th house of stomach, opposite is Uttarashada. Uttarashada is denoted by Ahirbudnya. This is snake, and again it's a foundation like Ashlisha. It's a foundation, and the foundation, if you talk about foundation, there is only one name which comes, the wall, Rahul Dravid, Uttarashada. So it is, and if you talk about foundation of the IT industry, to a certain extent, Microsoft, Bill Gates. So that flavor is, and money related thing, 11th house of income, 11th house of money, natural zodiac. So that flavor is very, very strong from, so anybody, so घर में आपका wedding हो रहा है, नहीं तो आपका कुछ प्रोग्राम हो रहा है, एक boy or a girl or a man or a woman will take initiative. You can invariably notice that वो person का 1 या 2 planet उत्तराषाढ़ा में हो रहा. Foundation है. That foundation for that event is managed by this particular person. So the wall, Rahul Dravid is, that kind of a flavor is very, very strong from a Uttarashara. It's called Uttarattadi in southern part of the country. It's a very strong and money-oriented nakshatra. Suppose you have somebody जिनको income है, income नहीं है, मगर savings नहीं हो रहा है. Take a guide who's Uttarashara friend. वो आपको सिखाएंगे कैसे सेविंग्स करना है, SIP, सिस्टमैटिक इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान कैसे करना है, मनी कहाँ कहाँ डालना है, कितना सेविंग होगा आपका फ्यूचर में. He will make sure that, he or she will make sure that you save money fantastically. That kind of capability is there because Ayurveda is also a coverer of the treasure. Like serpents, they take care of the treasure and they know how to. So आपको जो accountant है typically in a company, bill आया है, पेमेंट करना है वेंडर को, अकाउंटेंट पास CEO ने पास कर दिया, जनरल मैनेजर, अकाउंटेंट पास नहीं करता है, होल्ड करते रहता है क्योंकि मनी का रोटेशन, he will not leave the money so soon. So that kind of, he will teach you that he or she will teach you how to save money fantastically. So if you see evolution, what is happening in the worldwide kind of a thing, generally what happens is we are dharmic. Earlier days, now we are moving towards a different kind of a culture. There is a different, we want to go to movies, pubs and bars and then enjoy life. Dharma is moving from, from a one distance, one long marriage to multiple marriage. So that, if you see Western countries, ये सब हो गया है. They are again coming back to spirituality. क्योंकि full हो गया पूरा. Whatever has to happen 35 years में हो गया. अब क्या करना है? कुछ नहीं करना है. Again, back to Sanatan Dharma again. That is the only thing. Because आपको, whatever you do, you're not getting peace of mind. Very, very strong spiritual thing. 11th house is strong, automatically spiritual. And Saturn is sadhaka. Ruled by Saturn and Rahu, 11th house, Aquarius. And then Saturn is a sadhaka. So unless there is intense sadhana, there will be, so Saturn, Venus, Ketu, it's called Tapasvi Yoga. That three combination, either aspect or combination, if it is there, it's a beautiful Tapasvi Yoga, and you will do intense sadhana for your... so there are multiple personalities who are intense. So for example, Tendulkar is in the field, is electrification. So for example, MS Lakshmi sings, it's electrification. So 100% Tapasvi Yoga is there in their chart for that particular profession. In addition to that, if spirituality is also there, it is beautiful. Because you will become a hardcore spiritualist.
I've got like at least 4 planets in my 11th house, and it makes sense, why I am into this conversation.
Yes. And Ashlesha Nakshatra as well. Yes. And it's beautiful actually. Saturn. So the spiritualist, different types of spiritualists are there. So Venus exalted, you will have for example, not just to name, so maybe an Osho or Ram Rahim kind of a... So Osho is actually considered one of the most intellectual content delivery spiritualist. So if you have a Saturn, high level of sadhaka, he or she may not be in the public appearance. So if you have a Jupiter, they will think of having a ashram, multiple ashrams in multiple countries, expanding. Jupiter is expansion. Multiple ashrams, followers are increasing. Ye Saturn jo hai, they will do their own work. Not many people will know about it. So if you see yogis in India, बहुत सारे yogis हैं, and many of the yogis who are really good yogis, you won't meet them because वो हिमालय में बैठे हुए हैं. You will not, they're not interested in limelight. Saturn. So वो income, wealth का 4 major houses है, 2, 5, 8 and 11. So अगर 8 strong है, तो आपको others money, VC money, lottery ये सब होगा. Second house is wealth, inheritance वो सब. 8th house is also inheritance. 5th house is आपका भाग्य. 11th house is the house of income. Consistent income month on month आपको आना है. So for example, middle class boy from Chennai goes and becomes CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai. 11th house is fantastically strong. His income is 250 crores per annum. So that kind of income levels, 11th house, fantastic. 2nd house, 9th house, 5th house, 11th house connection. वो जो है income आएगा आपका. So fixed on month, your income will come. Whether you are a business, whether you are working, वो income तो आएगा. So 11th house बहुत important है actually. Overall. So spiritualist, there's a high Vivekananda, 6th house, Hasta Nakshatra. And he has publicly, proclaimed that a lot of, desires about opposite sex comes in. There's an incident in the story where he says he burnt his thing so that at least there is no desire which is happening and he can focus on spiritual direction kind of a thing. So that thing, once you take care of this, automatically spiritual direction progress will happen automatically. That's a beautiful thing for...
So, I think we have covered a lot of nakshatras, but still I believe a few we can still cover. Agar we can talk about Pushya Nakshatra, we have still left Kritika and few more as per your likings, please.
So Pushya, one of the most auspicious nakshatras, it is said that, whatever you do, any important event you do in your life, start on a Pushya Nakshatra day. So Pushya, जब गुरु ट्रांसिट कर रहा है पुष्य में, इज फैंटास्टिक क्योंकि गुरु एक्सॉल्टेड है वहाँ पे. सो पुष्य इज जनरली एक्सेप्ट मैरिज, इट इज कंसिडर्ड एनी अदर एक्टिविटी पुष्य नक्षत्र में. हाँ, मैरिज के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. मल्टीपल स्टोरीज आर देयर. एक गुरु, चंद्र और तारा का स्टोरी है. सो इट इज बिलीव दैट spouse may be liked by somebody else. So there is a connection. It is also the 8th nakshatra. Ashwini, Bharani, Kartika. So it's a 8th nakshatra from there. So 8th is the breakage of the 7th house. Marriage ke liye acha nahi hai. So generally there is a belief. Pro denoted by gold and ruler of Pushyas, again Rishabham, Chatsani, Nam, Guru, Vishwarupa, Madapem, Brahaspatim, Varan. So that Pushya is basically rolled by Brahaspati. So that flavor is very, very strong gold. That connection is very strong. And chubby chicks, rosy chin type of people. Number 1 celebrity in the world, Ronaldo, Pushya Nakshatra. So that, and you all know, 35, 38 years also, he's just continuing. Madhuri Dixit, Pushya Nakshatra. She brings that electrification, that particular thing, kind of a thing. Amir Khan, Chubby Cheeks, that started with QSQT and all that. That flavor is all automatically there in all the. Pushya has a very strong sort of. So, abhi ek recently case hua tha, sometime 1 year back. One chief minister of one particular state and gold smuggling from Dubai. And then there is a strong Pushya connection there. Let's not reveal names, but because it's chief minister. And then this lady was arrested and still behind bars and all that. Chief minister, a lot of involvement, his PA's involvement. There is a strong gold smuggling case and a Pushya connection, 100% Pushya connection there. And it's a very, very big case in southern part of the country. So it's a very prominent case. And बहुत सारे लोग जो पुष्य नक्षत्र में, if you find Cadbury's, Nestle, Amul, ये type companies में pushya, nourishment and also milk. So गाय का milk, and so there is a connection there, and lot of people you will find who are in pushya kind of a thing. So for example, Korean Amul founder, there is strong connection with Pushya Nakshatra and also with the 6th house connection, the Hasta kind of a thing, Roguka service kind of a thing. So Pushya has a very strong milk related products, water related products connection.
And Pushya has a prominent thing of cow as well, right?
Yes. So that is how it is milk. So that is where the nourishment. So mother's effect, 4th house of mother, 4th house motherly affection, mother's feeding, that kind of a care, nurturing. So 4th house में तो Pushya भी है, Ashlesha भी है. So Pushya is more motherly, more affectionate, more caring. Ashlesha also same flavor, मगर वो flavor is ये मत करो, बेटे वहाँ बैठो, स्कूल टीचर, हेडमिस्ट्रेस, वहाँ करो, ये वहाँ जाओ, वहाँ मत जाओ, ये क्या कहाँ गए थे, कहाँ से आ रहे हो, दैट काइंड, बट मदरली, अफेक्शन इज मदरली ओनली, बट द फ्लेवर इज डिफरेंट. दोनों का, एक का इज इमोशनल, दूसरे का इमोशनल है मगर वो स्ट्रिक्ट काइंड ऑफ थिंग है.
इसीलिए शायद से गाय को गाय माता से भी कहते हैं. मेक सेंस नो.
पूर्व भाद्रपदा अजय एकपता, रूल्ड बाय अजय एकपता, दैट मीन्स वन लेग्ड deity, and so they are generally very, very outward in terms of thing. It's also wealth nakshatra. There is a strong wealth component in this nakshatra. Very artistic because 5th house connection is there. So, for example, Kamal Hassan is rated number 1, number 2 actor in the country in terms of the variety of roles that he does. So that flavor is very, very strong from a Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. Generally, taking care. So one-legged, if there is a cot in your house and there is एक टूटा हुआ है, so it clearly indicates that there is a flavor of Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. You have to immediately replace and then connect it. Otherwise, it will affect your stomach. It will affect your children. Otherwise, anything related to 5th house, it will automatically, or 11th house income. So, automatically affect हो जाता है. Immediately you take care of this. So, there is a Shiva representation in thing Ajay Ekbudal. So, बहुत सारे cases हैं day-to-day consultation में जो people are bipolar. There is ADHD in people. तो भी ऊपर जो बाहर वाले लोग हैं उनको कुछ पता नहीं चलता है, मगर the girl or the boy knows that the partner has this problem. तो ये एक्चुअली easily denote हो जाता है. Earlier days क्या कहते हैं, कृतिका was supposed to be the first nakshatra. हम लोग अश्विनी को मानते हैं. So as the tilt happened, then automatically it became Ashwini. So कृतिका basically fire होता है, there is a mating happening and then a child is born. So it was considered, Kritika is ruled by Agni. So various flavors of Agni are there. One is for conversion of food. One is conversion of energy, kinetic energy, potential to kinetic, those kind of things. And one is Krodha Agni. And generally Kritika, the word critical in English, critic, film critic, वो critic, आप ये कर रहे हैं, critic कर रहे हैं, 100% Kritika होगा. उसका एक या दो planets will be in Kritika. So, and government, 2nd house of Padaprapti, 5th house and 2nd house. So, a lot of people in government. So, you have Kejriwal, you have Mamta Banerjee, a lot of Karnakaran, chief ministers. So, a lot of ministers, that fire energy is very, very high. And, Bhorboa Swarga, no? So, anything to do with physician, like physician, cutting, surgeons, not normal doctors, surgeons, those kind of professions are very suitable for Kritika. So that is intense energy. Yes, and the moon is also in its own house. Second house of Padaprapti, fantastic, very strong. And mind, psychologist, second house of mind. So psychoanalyst, psychiatrist, psychologist, poetry. So the Jeshtha, Kritika, that Anuradha Kritika, that flavor is very, very strong. That poetry and those kind of things also come very strong. Anuradha is again a reasonably good wealth nakshatra, and it is also sort of giving away kind of a thing. So over a period in time, people realize that अब हमको देना है, बहुत हो गया है. I've achieved everything in life. So for example, Modi ji, Oprah Winfrey. So a lot of giving comes in this particular nakshatra Anuradha, and it's a beautiful nakshatra where it's ruled by Mitra. So friendship, you have multiple alliances, multiple friends, and वो जो alliance aggregate करते हैं वो alliance, वो aggregate करके वो purpose और cause के लिए work करते हैं. So Warren Buffett, one of the richest man in the world, and then started giving away for his wealth. Oprah Winfrey also is media king, 8th house, 4th house from the 5th house. So 8th house, media king, and then now we know from newspapers that lot of charity works that she has. She has taken care of maybe millions of people kind of. And Mitra Varuna, they are a combination. They're very strong. So for example, Bharani and Magha, fantastic combination. So you will find क्या कहते हैं, Yama and Chitragupta. They are the combination. Similarly, Mitra Varuna is a fantastic combination. So you will find these two flavors very strong. So generally social work जो कर रहे हैं उनका एक या दो planet तो शताभिषेक में रहेगा. And it will be connected with Mitra Varuna. So one is morning, one is night. So they both are a fantastic. So like that, multiple combinations are there. Bharani and Magha, it's a fantastic. So for example, Bill Clinton and his wife, that flavor is very, very strong in Bharani Magha Nakshatra. Similarly, Mitra Varuna combination is also very strong in that point of view.
All right. So I think all this enlightening conversations what we have just had, we'll have to bring it to an end. But before I end, I request Anand sir to, just end it with a mantra chant, how we started it. It would be really auspicious for us.
Yes. So we'll end with Gayatri Mantra. So, Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat.
And that brings us to the very end of our first podcast. I would like to thank Anand sir for the valuable insights on this realm of Nakshatra. In today's episode, we learned that how these ancient wisdoms are so much associated and deeply connected with our personal lives. So if you also enjoyed the video, make sure that you subscribe our channel, you like the video, and through comments, please let us know your feedback. We look forward that you join us again in the second episode of this video.